Hey, Clayton, how often did priests clean their garments? Blood is hard to get out of linen. It had to have been caked onto their clothes and their hands. What did their outfits really look like? This is a good question. When you are reading through Leviticus and hearing all of the different ceremonies that involved blood, especially when it was a festival and the priests were sacrificing hundreds of animals in a row, this is a relevant question to say, what did it actually look like? You read the descriptions of their garments and it sounds beautiful. There's gold and it's white linen and these turbans and all sorts of things. And you say, but after maybe 15 minutes of doing this, it had to have been a mess. And I tried to look up in some commentaries and look up in Leviticus and Numbers to try to figure out how often or in what way they washed their clothes. And there were some mentions of priests washing themselves, but it was not washing in order to get the blood out. There were ceremonial washings that are mentioned in the Bible where it's actually about cleansing you from something that defiled you, something that made you ritually unclean. So touching a dead body or a bodily discharge, some of those things that we've talked about in the past. But it doesn't talk about the blood from a sacrifice because the blood from the sacrifice would not have made them ritually unclean. We might have said it makes your clothes gross, but it did not make them defiled, so they couldn't go into the temple, or the tabernacle. So there isn't really something about how the priests laundered their clothing when they were done with their work. I simply could not find a mention in a Bible, and I could not find any in commentaries. I dug a little bit. Now, it may be out there, but I don't know about it. My hunch is this, though. I think they were covered in blood stains. And I don't know if we should read too much about that, but there is something very interesting about the idea of the people who need to go into God's presence. The only way it can happen is if they're stained by the blood. And we know later on that this becomes very important when it says, how do you actually get into God's presence? It's only if you've been covered by Jesus' blood.
Thanks for listening. If you've got your own questions, email questions@BibleSavvy.com. Like and subscribe to catch our regular episodes every Monday on the Bible Savvy Podcast.